technology has mainly been used so far to exploit nature and promote war industry. How can it be applied for human welfare without destroying the nature?
I don't agree with the first statement you made. Many people start looking at science as some tool for exploiting nature, and we have exploited nature. Understand, many people have this mistake. We are not somebody who is away from nature. We are also part of nature. So we are not somebody who is exploiting nature, because we are part of nature. First thing. And if all that what is given by science is not exploiting, creating bad things around, waste thing around, it is only few people who are making probably unnecessary, unwanted use. So that statement itself is not correct. Science have given a lot of contributions to take care of nature also. But as human, we are not like animals. That's the only difference. So when we have the zeal and the requirement and the ability to progress ourselves for a better growth, we have to use the resources what is available in the world. We cannot get from somewhere else. So that is being converted from one form to another form. The recycling of paper. Now the other day I heard somebody telling that the printing has to be stopped because we are cutting lot of trees for printing. Is that against nature? It's a new policy. The government is going to make it implemented. Like earlier we used to have a lot of calendars, diaries available. This year government said there are restrictions for printing it. I heard from the printing people making a beautiful seminar from Kerala Printing Association. I was listening to them. Actually for printing we don't cut nature. We plant some trees specifically for that. Can we say that we should not spoil nature, there should not eat rice? Because we cut rice for making rice for us to eat. Can we say tomorrow onwards don't cut rice because we don't have to eat? So we are part of nature. Can we say that no, everybody has to be... See, when you eat non-veg 1 kilogram of item, you know how much water that animal is drinking? And people take care of animals to give us egg, the flies, birds, they all take care of such things, feeding them, and just for entertainment also sometime, and for eating sometime, for getting the egg out of it. What is being provided is from the nature. I keep saying, maybe a non-vegetarian person will eat 400 times water is spoiled while eating 1 kilogram of meat. Can we say that people should not eat meat? All the meat eaters are against danger people. See, for example, rice when you cultivate and millet. Millet when you cultivate, the quantity of water used for millet and rice cultivation is entirely different. The sugar cultivation requires a lot of water. So when you are eating 1 gram of sugar, actually it amounts to gallons of water. So eating sugar is against nature because you are utilizing water more. If you count like this, I am sure you can find a lot of problems with the people, because science gave you how to convert the sugar into the sugar cane into sugar. The mechanism was given by science. I don't think that is not correct. We know how to dig under the ground to get oil and then refine it and use it. That is a great invention. That was not to make vehicle which will pollute this world. It is not a big problem. Sometimes there is lot of politics behind propagating against science. Understand, again I will repeat. There is great politics against propagating against science among the developed nation. You look at global warming, which is given a Nobel Prize for some fellow who is from India by mistake, that was given to him. They are not able to take it back. Half of that has gone not for a scientist, it has gone for the ex-vice president of America, for making a movie to propagate that movie. And against that movie, British television has created another movie to say that global warming is a great swindle. Many people would not have seen that movie. Great global warming swindle. If you have not seen that movie, see that movie. So when sometime the politics is what is making the propaganda that people are exploiting nature. Understand, we are also part of nature. We cannot tell that why are you taking air with less oxygen and pushing out air with more carbon dioxide. Therefore, we are polluting. Don't breathe from tomorrow onwards. It is not science. It is human life. Can we stop breathing because we are producing carbon dioxide outside? We are also part of nature. You must understand that. You cannot ask a lion not to eat meat because you have to become non-violent person. Don't hunt for your food. That is not possible. People have been created for living in this world, and as human being, we are part of development. Yeah. Yeah, ഞാൻ വഴക്ക് പറയണ്ട നന്നായിട്ട്. Yeah.
Sir, but majority of scientific experiments in developed countries are meant for domination and exploitation of others.
See, it is not exploitation. That is because the developed country has got a lot of resources. Probably 75% of the resources are being used by 25% of the population. Whereas 25% of the resources are used by 75% of the underdeveloped people. So equal distribution of the natural resources are not being done. That is basically because we have large natural resources in India. Africa has large natural resources in Africa. But we are not that developed to utilize it totally. But some country like Western countries, there are a lot of small countries which is much more developed than many other parts of the world, but less resources. So what they will do? They will buy resource from somewhere else and then convert it and use it. So what should be our aim? What is development? Development is utilizing resources in the best fashion. That is why when we wanted to sign the protocol, Manmohan Singh said, don't look at India as a pollution country and some other country as less polluted. Take an average on the whole globe and then divide by the per capita, per head. Look at the population and decide. Then we are not polluting much. So the population is the biggest problem. That is because of the climate which we have. The population is directly proportional to how far you are from the equatorial plane. There is a science of geography, science of population. That is entirely different from. That is why the development is not what should be concerned, and why people are utilizing our resources should not be what we have to see. We reduce our population. India and China probably has got the worst problems. Some of the Asian countries have got the biggest problem because of the population. And we are not having that natural resource which we can make a lot of money. If this balance doesn't happen, we feel that no, this is what is happening. Good question. I enjoy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we understand that you are an educationalist and member. So, how can you help us in our studies?
Repeat it again.
How can you help us in our studies? You are educationalist and mentor, so how can you help us in our...
See, I keep suggesting all the children, which is the best book you have, my dear? Can you give an answer to this? Which is the best book you have seen? Or which is the best book you have in your house?
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Sherlock Holmes.
That is the problem.
Correct.
I keep telling, anybody else who has got some best book to suggest? I'll tell you, I'll tell you, your best book should be a notebook with you. It should not have anything to write, and you must keep writing inside that. Every good student should always have a notebook and a paper with him. If you don't have, I'm a teacher, but still I have got a notebook. So, yeah, you start writing whatever you wanted to study, and the best printed book what you should have in your house should be the dictionary. So, what is essentially required for you? Are you allowing me to answer, or you wanted to jump into that? This is what I'm saying. You don't listen. The biggest problem is students don't listen. What is essential? It is not my question. It is somebody's question. Why should I hear? That's what people think. Should not happen. The best book what you should have is either it is social science, maths, physics, chemistry, biology. Everything is written in English. So look at it and then ask question. Do you know the meaning of the word very clearly? Probably you think you know the meaning of what is gravity when you hear that in physics. Maybe you think that you know what is energy when it comes in either chemistry or physics. But I don't know, and I doubt many people would not have seen dictionary to see the meaning of these words. When you look at dictionary, don't look for the meaning. Look at the meanings totally written in the dictionary. And if you can learn from dictionary, understand the concept, then sit in the class, read once or twice, you will improve your learning skill. No teachers are required for you to teach. You, not from maybe 8th, 9th, 10th class and all that, you don't require teachers at all. I mentor such people, just tell them to repeat themselves and start learning. Read 2-3 times. If you don't understand, don't skip. Read many times. Invest a lot of time. If you are not a good student, that only means you are lazy. If you are not lazy, you are a good student. So look at words, understand the meaning, repeatedly read, keep a pen and paper with you, start writing. Taking note and making note, these two should be your habit. When you read one paragraph, write one sentence. When you read one page, you must have one paragraph. When you finish reading one chapter, you should have one page written. And that page should be your note which you create. No teacher should give notes. Any teacher who is giving note is the worst teacher. You have to create your own notes. Teachers should help students to create notes. I am not talking about younger children. Probably that is not what my aim is. When you reach into high school and above, 8th, 9th, 10th, or maybe 6th, 7th onwards also some brilliant students. In the last vacation, I conducted a virtual camp. Many children from all over the globe participated. There are young children in 7th class creating a beautiful lecture class, which they have to learn in the next year, 8th class. They already taught in my vacation class. So I found that students are brilliant. They have great capability to learn. They know how to teach. And no good students will attend tuitions. If any student is attending tuition, you are the worst fellow. Any student who is going for coaching center, you are useless. Because you don't learn anything extra there. You have to attend lecture only to grasp, ask questions. And if you have a lot of questions in you, you are a good student. So when you read, you must have notes prepared, and parallelly you should prepare a lot of questions. And whenever you meet somebody, keep asking questions. That is what is essential.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
sir, my name is Abhinandana.
Yeah.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Sir, according to Stephen Hawking,
Yeah.
he has justified that human beings could only survive in this earth for the upcoming 100 years.
Yeah.
After that, the earth will be barren and no human beings could live in this earth.
Yeah.
What is your opinion with that statement?
See, if you read a novel or a short story or some poetry and ask what is your opinion, what do I say? Stephen Hawking was more a philosophical storyteller, a dream person than scientist as far as I am concerned. When Stephen Hawking died, I also came on to radios and TVs to give some comments on him. I admire his creativity, I admire his dream. But there is no scientific proof. It is not what scientifically somebody can prove. Stephen Hawking is a person who has got lot of dreams. Some of them are scientifically validated, some of them are being scientifically looked at, some of them are to be not to be considered at all. So I consider that is probably somebody's like a novel which has no much of science. He is considered more as a writer than a scientist.
So myself Ankita Raj.
Yeah.
So China is the first to land on the dark side or the far side of the moon.
Yeah.
So about that I have 3 questions.
Let me ask you, landing what? Individually people landing or equipment?
On satellite.
Yeah. So don't say landing. Even what happened by who is the first people landed in moon?
China.
No. Physically landing on the moon.
America.
Who are the people?
Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, that itself is being questioned by science community. Probably America has shown some movie. You must look at again the moon landing swindle. The false story by America. As a space scientist, I myself don't believe that American people landed on the moon. Probably when you write in examination, if you write that you will get marks. Beyond that there is no proof. Because the question is from that time to today, for last so many years, 50 years old time or 60 years old time, why America did not land anybody else physically. Okay, equipment was landed by China on the other side of the moon. Yeah, tell me.
My first question is,
Yeah.
what are the new findings?
I am not very sure whatever happens when the satellite goes or some robot goes, some equipment goes, they pick up a lot of things. Like India also picked up a lot of things from there. India had a satellite which goes around the moon. Moon itself is a satellite, but our satellite was going around the moon in stereo and taking pictures to understand the surface. Landing there will pick up some chemicals, pick up some material, take some closer picture, and that picture is being analyzed from Earth. That material can be analyzed from Earth only when that satellite can come back to. So as far as today what we have is only measurements, pictures, the radiation can be measured, whatever that reflections of this air, if there is an atmosphere around it, that can be measured. We can measure the magnetic ability of the moon. That's why we say it is this many number of times less than India, 1/9 of the the Earth gravity. So we understand there is little bit of hydrogen, little bit of oxygen. Water is not there. There can be little bit of different components of chemical elements which could make, possibly can make water, or there would have been water which got dried up. Such studies, theoretical studies, is what is being done today.
So my second question is,
Yeah.
why was the mission said to be the most difficult?
Which mission?
The satellite, I said no, the
Yeah.
question.
See, that is basically because when you send something from here, it can go around a satellite. But landing on the satellite, you need, assume that if I put something at 100 kilometers away from the atmosphere, from the troposphere, the toposphere is the ground. From there 100 kilometer if I put something, definitely it will be attracted towards the ground because of the gravity. But in the moon, the gravity is not that good enough to land there. So you need extra force. Even people don't stand there, they start flying because gravity is very less. So putting something onto a place need lot of avionics, directing them, putting them is very, very essential. Assume that something is not, you can imagine a zero gravity, how people can now move around. So in such a gravity, putting something on that surface is much more difficult than making it to go around the earth and all that. Or maybe going around the moon, going around somewhere else. Looking at it from far is entirely different from landing on the ground when the gravity doesn't affect much. Agrishti shaktistu mahitaya yadgastam swabhimukam swashaktya swaabhimukam. Towards it, when it attracts something, the universal gravity and the gravity balancing is simple because you can understand. There, it doesn't work that easily. So the trajectory, mathematics, all that will change. And we don't have much experience in such situations.
So my final question is, has India tried mission?
You are in which grade, my dear?
7th.
7th grade, yeah. India is planning, India had plans, India had only planned to go around the satellite, moon. But landing on the moon, the rover sort of a thing which can move around, such small experiments were done, but we had lost connection once. Probably there will be much more missions coming up.
So thank you so much.
Enjoyed your questions. Thank you, God bless you. I'm enjoying all the questions, the previous question also.
Sir, I'm
Yeah.
Chandruba.
Yeah,
I have a doubt.
yes, welcome.
How science and technology can be applied in organic farming?
Science and
Technology can be applied in organic farming.
what is organic farming? Tell me what is organic farming, my dear.
Natural farming.
Yeah, there are two things. Many people get confused, natural farming and organic farming. All are almost close to each other, but there is slight difference. See, here what I said is, you have sufficient water available. In some places, water is not there. I gave an example of rice and millet. When you cultivate rice, you require more water. When you don't require water, the cultivation is entirely different. Now assume that I have to water. I should know whether there is sufficient water available under the earth for the rice. Do I have to pour water more or less? This can even be seen by the color of the leaf of the rice. Today there are experiments conducted to find out how much water I have to give looking at the color of the rice leaf. There are people who conducted these, that is very, very advanced level. On local level, I will tell you, in Punjab and all, the people go in motorbike because their land is little far from their houses. When they go to that land, immediately they will convert this motorbike into a pumping. They can connect that pump, the motor which is used for pumping water will be their own motorbike. And immediately after that, the motorbike will be converted into a tractor. Is it not a high technological invention? I remember hearing this story maybe 20-30 years back. So technology can be used any place. Assume that my land is too far and I wanted to pump water without going into the field. You know what do? I have got a mobile connection which can be connected to my motor pump. Whenever I say that switch on, immediately the message will switch on my motor. So digital communication can be made use of controlling my water pumping. Today, looking at the field from the satellite will tell you whether water has to be given to the plant or not. So satellite technology can be used. So I gave you example from the ground to digital to satellite. Technology can be applied anywhere based on your ability. So whether it is organic, inorganic, natural, or you are using fertilizer. I am sure fertilizer, most of the chemical are being used by production. That is probably what. Now, one of my student was not very good student. I don't mind telling it publicly because he also agrees. He was not a very good student. He don't know what to be taken after +1, +2, and he is from Bihar. He got admission in Karnataka Agricultural College. His project was not very good. I suggested a different project. He did that, and he got admission in IIT Mumbai. And from IIT Mumbai, he collected few people around. He had a lot of problem in English language. He was telling, sir, I cannot understand. I don't want to. My teachers are scolding me. Many complaints. I used to counsel him most of the time. And by the time he completed his project, what he did was, the IIT program MTech, when he completed, he collected few of his friends and started giving a refrigerator which can be placed inside the field itself without electricity, with nice insulation. Just a few liters of water is good enough to make your fruits and vegetables which you cultivate in your field to store without getting spoiled for at least a week or 10 days. You know, the biggest problem in production and distribution is how do you take this item to the market before that without getting wasted. There are a lot of technological solutions being provided. I did few webinars on agriculture, organic farming under my umbrella, inviting experts in the agricultural field. And if you look at my YouTube, Dr. TPS Organic Farming, I am so glad that you asked that question. You will get a lot of examples. I am also planning to create project for students who can learn agriculture going to the farm and stay. I've got an association with somebody who has got 2,000 acres of land. Yesterday night, maybe at 8:30 to 9:30, I was discussing with somebody who is in a farm doing organic and farming. The problems of marketing, problems of selling. I'm sure children should go to the field and then start working. You look at Dr. TPS climbing coconut tree, you will see I climbing the coconut tree. I am not talking in air without being practically doing the job. I climbed coconut tree. I remember Manorama published a beautiful article on me when my students used to come and stay with me in my house. I used to teach them how to plant a tree and lot of tricks. And Manorama came to give a beautiful article on me. And in one Sunday supplement, they published a beautiful picture where I am climbing on the coconut tree. So I am a person who loves agriculture. I am from a small village from Kerala in Kannur, where my father was a farm person. He was a farmer. He is no more. I lost my father when I was 4 years old. But that is in my blood. Agriculture and farming is in my blood. Given an option, I am sure I will always find pleasure in working in farm than probably teaching in classroom.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So glad for inspiring me and giving me the nostalgia of my life in farm. Thank you. I think all of you should look at my YouTube and then search for what I am saying. There are a lot of YouTubes which I placed, the webinar which I made, the camp and the study methods which somebody asked. Yesterday also I posted English grammar class. Day before yesterday I posted how to read newspaper. I teach students how to read newspaper. And if any one of you or some of you wanted to be part of that, you're all most welcome. Send a WhatsApp to me on my WhatsApp number. It is there in the display. If you are not, you could write down 944 7437 948 or go and search Dr. TPS, DR for Dr. TPS, temperature pressure second, thermal power station, top police service, Dr. TPS. Go and search, look at my number, send me WhatsApp, definitely you will get a reply as long as BSNL is working. Yeah.
Sir, my name is Virana.
Yeah.
Sir, my question is, if there was any relationship between law, attraction and science?
Law of attraction and science.
Yes.
What is attraction?
Attraction, in that, there was a book called Secret. In that book, it was said that if we are visualize something, the universe will give that.
That is Vivekananda's statement. Whenever you think of something which you wanted to make sure it happens, the whole universe will come and support you. It is being quoted under different names, but the person who said was Vivekananda, and this is what our Upanishad says. Assume that you are able to focus. This is also told in Bhagavad Gita. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogatshemam vahamyaham. 9th chapter, I think 23rd sloka or something. If you look at it, that is the center of Bhagavad Gita. In the center of Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, because 18 chapters are there. In that 9th chapter, almost in the center of that, Yogatshemam Mahamyaham, I will support you, I will take care of you. Bhagavan says, I will guarantee you that I will support you. Only when Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, focus. Focus is concentration. Concentration is density. Density is gravity. These are all different words. You look at dictionary, understand the verb. I love you, dear, for asking this question. It made me to think differently and then speak to you. So, concentration is attraction, attraction is focus, focus is gravity. So, I have gravity in something means I will full energy is forced into that. And actually, when you put your whole energy, it will happen. It is like focusing. You have a convex lens, you focus the whole energy and then put it closer at the foci, at the place where it is the concentrated. You put a paper, it will fire. So you don't know how much energy you have. Your energy will become great only when you start putting the whole energy, force, concentration inside that. That's what Manimadishta Siddhigal explained by Shankaracharya. Anima Mahima Chaiva Legima Garima Tada Ishittum Cha Vashittum Cha Prapti Prakashyame Cha. 6 Siddhis are there. You look at Manimadishta Siddhi, Dr. TPS. Explanations will be there as a small video. Earlier also I posted. What happens is when I have the big force which I wanted to attend, there is a beautiful experiment which you can conduct, all of you at home. Look at your weight in the normal weighing machine. And then when you wanted to jump on a high jump or long jump, you put a weighing machine there and then you think that you wanted to do a long jump or high jump. At that time you take the weighing machine weight, it will be much bigger than, higher than what original weight you have. I don't know how many of you know. If you stand vertically and then measure your height, do it at home today. All my children, you will love learning different things by experimenting yourself. What you should do is stand and then measure. Assume that you are getting 6 feet 4 inch, or maybe 5 feet 3 inch, or maybe you are 4 feet 3 inch only. And then what you do is horizontally lie down and then measure this. Do you think your height will be same or different? It will be different. You are not checked this. The sleeping, your length of the body and standing, the length of the body is different. Because definitely when you stand, there is a compression given. Without knowing, there is a pressure given. What is that pressure? Because you want to walk, you have to unknowingly using your pressure. Without pressure, you cannot walk. You cannot stand. See, the ability of the body to expand is without your knowledge which is there. Is it not a great mechanism? So there are many things which we don't understand. Why is it happening? Because the focus. So the mental focus. It is not the physical body change. The mind can change your length and the breadth and the height of the body. The expansion, compression is possible. Have you seen Shabarimala Ayyappan? He is sitting in a posture. Check if you can sit like that. That is called Pattabandhasanam. Pattabandhasanam. That is the best exercise available. If you can sit like that, your body is perfect. What a great mechanism of showing that. So the body can be contracted, making into a smaller volume. It can be expanded. That's what Krishna is showing. I remember when I went to Kailash, I asked this question to my guru. How Shankaracharya traveled from Kerala to Kailash? to see Shiva. Today we can fly, we can take a vehicle, and he had only less number of years to live in this world, and still he traveled and reached such heights. When we go today, we will have breathing problem, different climate, we have to take medicine, we have to apply cream, otherwise our body will crack. From every nose and the eyes and the ears and the mouth, blood will ooze out. When I traveled, I started oozing out from all the 9 sushiras in the body, blood will come out. But I'm sure Shankara could go there. What is the ability? He had asked my guru, Brahmasri KPC Anjan Bhattacharya. He was the guru who took me to Kailash. Then immediately he chanted, Anima, Mahima, Chaiva, Lekhima, Garima, Tata, Ishittum cha Vashittum cha Prapti, Pragasya Mevacha. That is called Manimadishta Siddhika. So physically, emotionally, intellectually, socially, spiritually, every individual has got an ability to control many things around him. And if you are highly spiritual, you can control many things far away from you. That's the answer which I have. I love these questions. I think nowhere else other than Shantigiri schools can have such questions. You are beautiful children. I told you, I evaluate schools from the questions which comes from the students. Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sir, can you tell a few words about artificial photosynthesis?
Can you is a wrong word. Shall you, will you? That's a question. You have to learn English better. I think you should consult your English teachers how to ask question. What is the question? Again, repeat it.
Will you tell a few words about artificial photosynthesis?
Artificial photosynthesis. Now, do you know, I will give you a joking answer for that. What is photosynthesis?
It is the process by which plants make their own food.
Okay, assume tomorrow I will make a tube of like a paste thing, a cream, which will give you, and you can apply on your hand and show the sun. Automatically your tummy is full. You don't feel hungry. What will be the great mechanism? You understood what I'm saying? Whatever chemistry is there inside that leaf, which is able to absorb energy from the sunlight, if there is a biotechnology mechanism which we are going to invent probably few years from now, by which we can apply a cream on my hand and show to the sunlight, and I will feel energetic. Will it be great? That is what is artificial photosynthesis method. But today what is used for different plants and to make them to live in different climatic situations. When there are no light facility, you see in the winter season, if you go to America, last year winter I was in America. When you go to winter season in America, you will see all the green leaf changes its color. So assume that you want them to be in a different color. Probably you can give a different photosynthesis chemistry and you can make that to happen. That's what one of the technology. So I am funningly giving you some answer that is available today practically for trees and plants. Yeah.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Loved it.
sir,
Yeah.
sir, what is the phenomenon behind northern lights?
I did not get.
Sir, what is the phenomenon behind northern lights or aurora?
Yeah. See, when the sunlight comes in different angle, definitely you will have reflections from the atmosphere entirely different. Suppose the humidity is entirely different, you will see the VIBGYOR. So that is one pattern. What is aurora? Aurora, I was a professor in an aurora college. So the word aurora is something which says a beautiful cloud. In a very specific angle, when the light passes through the cloud, what beautiful scene which you see around the cloud, which has to be not too dense, not so dense, less dense also should not be there, too much dense also should not be there. The humidity content in the cloud has to be not black and the white. Somewhere in between, you will see the beautiful sky. That beautiful sky is called the aurora sky. I remember one of my friend from Sharjah was traveling to Dubai. He took a beautiful picture of the sky. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. Yeah. And somebody was sending me a picture of a beautiful sky. Immediately, he was my +1, +2 classmate. He also studied physics along with me. Immediately, I had sent a message saying that the atmosphere in Sharjah is so polluted. Immediately asked, why did you say that it is polluted? I said, if no pollution, the sky looks whitish and maybe a little blue. If it is red, orange, too beautiful when you say, that means that area is totally polluted. And evening and morning you will see polluted because the earth atmosphere is much, it is approximately 140 kilometers in the noon, Madhyanam. Madhyanam, the sunlight travels 140 kilometers in the atmosphere. But in the morning and evening it is starting from the end of the earth, probably 6,000 kilometers it is traveling. So 100 kilometers to 6,000 kilometers. 6,000 kilometers. I am not talking about 600. 600 times more than the travel path in the Madhyanam, in the noon light. Therefore, when you look from the ground, the sky looks whitish and bluish. But when it travels longer, scattering of light will happen. In the Vibgyor, the red will become prominent. So the scattering light will tell you the beauty of the sky. So in Aurora, it is not a cloudy, though it is early morning and evening. Early morning light is what is Aurora. The beauty of Aurora is it is not polluted because early morning pollution is less. Evening pollution is more. That's why you will see morning the sky will look whitish or bluish. Same opposite side wherever you are looking. The other side you will see in the evening reddish orange color. That is because the day pollution is more. Not the sun, not the earth. The atmosphere pollution is more. Aurora is always beautiful because no pollution. It is in the morning sunrise. I love it. Beautiful. I think all the teachers should understand. Even English teachers should understand this physics. Otherwise, I'll explaining in the poetry. I'm sure many poets like me also, when I write poetry, I use lot of these words. When I use Aurora, if you don't understand what Aurora is, the poetry cannot be enjoyed. That's why I feel the people who understand maths and physics can teach English much better than people don't realize the beauty of the nature. Because poets describes beauty of nature. That's why I keep saying all scientists have to be poets. You must read my poetry, Rhythm of Life. All my books are available on my internet. Go to my website and then read my poetry. You can see a lot of science inside, biology inside my poetry, physics inside my poetry, life inside my poetry, experience of what my life in my village will be my poetry. Abdul Kalam becomes my poetry. Right? So all of you should read and then start emulating such mechanisms of understanding the nature and then use them in writing your poetry.
Sir, have you seen Northern Lights?
What did I see?
Have you seen Northern Lights?
Northern Lights. No, I am not. What is that Northern Light, you tell me?
Aurora.
Yeah, I am seen means what? Every day we don't see. When you look at some sky, there are beautiful pictures. And I am sure what is described in the picture, sometime you visualize, yeah, it is good. But not every day in Hyderabad. I stay in Hyderabad. I am very hard to see a aurora here. Because we don't even see the early morning sunrise itself, we will not see. Because we are staying in a city, by 11 o'clock only we will see the sun. You have to go to such a terrain where you can see beautiful. So some of the western countries beautiful. When I was driving, I have driven. You can see my driving 7 states in America, 7 days of road travel. And you can see beautiful pictures. And if you like, maybe Lalita Sahasranamam, I am explaining Lalita Sahasranamam in the class while driving. So you can see the pictures in the vehicle which was having a camera which is really shooting the nature beauty. So when you look at a plain terrain where you can see the horizon, that is where you can look at the aurora.
Okay, sir. Thank you for
Yeah. Actually, it is not east, it is not north. It is not north, it is not east. The north and east is only relative because the earth itself is moving 46 degrees. So you must know little geography. 23.5 degree, 23.5 degree. That will explain you much better. When you say north, and that's only relative. There is no east at all. I keep telling a lot of Vastu people who keep saying your house has to be east face. That means your house has to be on a wheel and every day you have to rotate or what? What a non-scientific, stupid Vastu people who come onto some of the television and say you have to be north facing house. Stupid fellow, we have to tell them. Learn physics, learn geography first up to 10th class. Confusing people, yeah. They twist science in such a fashion to make people blind. I'm sure these people who are listening to me 140 should question them if you get a chance. Or tell your parents, there is no north, there is no east, there are three norths. True north, magnetic north and grid north. First north is magnetic north, physics. True north is what is geography. You will look at the sun and decide. That will keep changing. Magnetic north also will change. When we make a map, we will say 1964 this was the north, but today it is different. Grid north is what is used by looking at the stars. Satellite uses grid north. Satellite north is different.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I have heard that you worked as a space scientist.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
You are questioning me or asking questions?
Do sending rocket to space are harmful for our environment? And my second question is, what is the other method that we can send to space without?
No, first question. Again, repeat. Slowly you speak.
Do sending rockets to space are harmful for our environment?
No. See, environment, you look at the rocket which goes. When the rocket goes, you can see the space. There is a, no, when we look at it, you will see some mark there. But immediately the mark will go. Space is such a vast thing and rocket is such a small thing. Small thing means it is like a 6th floor building. Maybe your main building, school building, which I have seen, I am sure. That building, if you raise it up to 20 floors, that will be the size of a rocket. If you have not seen, that is what you should understand. So that is nothing in the whole world. It is like a small hair on my body. If I pluck it, nothing is going to happen. See, people keep bothering telling that it is going to happen, this, that, nothing. And when it goes in the space, even satellite or rocket, when it goes, if it is waste, it will burn into pieces because of friction. So nothing much. It is not huge. Because space is that vast, vaster than what you can think of. Yeah. What is the next question, dear?
The next question. I have heard in Google that a lot of asteroids are coming close to our Earth. So will it harm our Earth?
See, normally when any object from the space which comes to the atmosphere, definitely because of friction, it will burn into pieces. But there can be small pieces, like a small, maybe the amla, Nellika, the berry. That size, some small stones can fall somewhere. But that is not going to be a big harm. There are a lot of places where... Yeah.
Approaches I have heard in Google, like it will come in 2063. So...
No, these are all some stories. What I told you, these are all stupid stories. I remember somebody, when I used to be earlier go for lectures, people used to ask, 2010 the world is going to be end. I said that story will end. Because somebody makes a movie, people will think that is the story, exactly what will happen. So I before that itself, I kept telling people that film will end that year. They will make another film. So stories, films, such news, all are bogus. That will end the day when it is saying it is end. The world is going to be Anandamatnadam Avarnaniyam E Bhumigolam Tiriyunnamargam. The world is so vast. What is that small people like me and you knows about this world? How is it going to be? 188 crores of years the world is there around. When we go to a temple every day morning, the priest will chant. You must listen to the chanting. Saptapadavannandare Kaligale Pratamapade. So when you listen to that, you will understand that the Brahmandanam Madhye, in the whole Brahmanda, this is a small planet. In that small planet, in small place, one small fellow is standing. It doesn't affect at all. So these are all some stories. Don't worry about, don't think about such things. It's all to be read and thrown into the dustbin.
Sir,
Yes,
I am Shantipriya.
I liked it.
Studying in 10th standard.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, Shantipriya.
Doubt is that we have
Your name
got a-
exactly matching the way you speak. Shantipriya. Om Shanti,
Thank you, sir.
Shanti, Shanti. Yeah, you love Shanti. Yeah, that is heard from. I don't love Shanti. That's why I'm shouting sometime. Yeah.
We read a lot about artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Will it help to solve real problems or to help corporate to market their products cleverly?
My dear, every invention will help every person in the world. Artificial intelligence is used for treating people. The normal intelligence is not good enough. Assume that I wanted to take the heart of somebody and then post it somewhere, the kidney of somebody and then post it somewhere. Today we don't even have to know how much is to be cut. It's all artificial intelligence manipulated. The design part of many things, artificial intelligence, the everything. When you think of sending a rocket, is it not for common people? So anything which happens, I keep saying nanotechnology, is it for corporate? Do you know when you take an injection, the injection needle may be as big as the tip of an pen, maybe maximum like a stitching needle today, and when it injects it's pain, right? What is nanotechnology? When somebody asks, I explain like this. Assume that mosquitoes will bite, right? Do the mosquitoes injection, the sucking blood, that needle has got as thickness as a stitching needle? It is very small. Why doctors are not using such a small needle for giving injection, so that we will not feel pain at all? It will be like a mosquito bite. Why we are not able to do it? Because we are not able to create a small needle through which, like a mosquito needle, through which medicine can be injected. You understood what I'm saying? So any mechanism, artificial intelligence is something which uses different learning patterns which is happening inside our human body. Biology is totally can be controlled tomorrow by artificial intelligence. Right? So biological, medical applications, looking at different things in the world and understanding, creating, controlling, biotechnology, nanotechnology, artificial intelligence, machine learning and image processing, all that together is going to change the way we are looking at the world today into a different world of technology. Your name is beautiful, Shantipriya. Shantipriya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I loved
Thank
it.
you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Nitya Vishnu.
Ah,
I have one question to ask.
Yes.
Is there any place without a science?
is there any place?
Without a science?
What question is this? The place itself is the part of what? Either earth, outside earth. When you look at earth, the curiosity in you which you will learn, inside earth or outside earth, around earth or outside earth, inside the earth or above the space. So many questions will come. How do you explain this without science? So description of the place itself is science. Without time and space, no science at all. Wherever time and space is there, science is there. What is science, time and space? What is space and time? Science. These are the two things we have to explain.